Hello and welcome to ThePrint. We are standing here today with Mr. Olari Püvi, the head of Accelerate Estonia, which is a government institution that is made to help startups work through the public policy and the innovation challenges that comes with building a startup. So, Mr. Püvi, thank you so much for being with us.
Sure.
Let's start by you telling us a little bit about what is Accelerate Estonia. When was it founded?
Well, Accelerate Estonia was founded in 2019 under the Ministry of Economic Affairs and Communications. So everything we do must have some kind of economical benefit as well. Why it was founded, maybe it's interesting, is that Undersecretary then, Mr. Olari Püvi, had a lot of companies turn to him and ask them, can you change some laws, or how can you do something for them without actually having this Accelerate Estonia before. So Olari founded Accelerate Estonia because his table was full of different companies and different problems. And then this thought that, okay, I need to make another department which actually handles only these kind of things. So what Accelerate Estonia does is very simple. If you have an innovative idea, you have a company, but you have a regulative obstacle, then you can't access to the market. So what we do is that we take this idea, we validate it, and it's cross-sectorial. It doesn't matter if it's an AI or a health tech or a defense tech. We collaborate with responsive ministries, and then rather than pivoting, we tell companies that let's change the regulation. Of course, it must be safe, and there's a lot of issues there, but we just keep that kind of mindset that innovation is the most important thing what Estonia can have.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, if I continue that, like why Estonia has innovation, like one of the top three priorities is that we're a small country.
Yeah.
We don't have land, we don't have people, we don't have farming, manufacturing. So one very innovative person can do what, I don't know, maybe 1,000 farmers can do in a large scale.
That makes sense. Now, if you tell us a little bit about since 2019 to now, how exactly has Accelerate Estonia managed to help the startup companies here? If you were to give us some concrete examples of, which tech companies have come to you, what are some regulations that you've eased? If you can tell us about that.
Well, the first one we actually helped, and now they're on market, is a company which wanted to digitalize transportation, like trucks and vehicle transportation in the European Union. Before that, everything was on a paper. But now the laws in different European Union countries are different. But that company wanted to actually create one system that can fit all. And there were a lot of different regulations which needed to be changed. But now the company is actually in Europe. This year, it's not mandatory yet, but the next year it becomes mandatory that every basically truck or a vehicle, transportation truck, must use that kind of solution, that all the data will be digitalized. Maybe the second one is now releasing is those self-service pharmacies. Self-service pharmacies is very simple, is that in Europe, no country, and actually most of other countries as well, don't have a pharmacist which exists outside of the buildings or pharmacy itself. So basically it's a container. It's 24/7. You can go in. You have a consultation with the doctor through the video, and then you can choose out of 1,000 different articles the medicine you need, and also prescription medicine. And this is again it sounds very simple and why didn't we do it before? But there were 7 different regulations which needed to be changed before it can happen.
Okay, that's perfect. Now we've all seen the numbers. We've seen the amount of unicorns that Estonia has. We often call it the startup capital of EU, of the world maybe. But can you tell us, what is it that has made Estonia this hub of tech innovation and startups? Is it culture? Is it regulations? Is it a mix of both?
You can always say mix of both, but the mindset is still I think the main thing. First we had Skype, and after the Skype, a lot of founders of Skype had money, so they invested in tech. And then literally like one of the strongest ecosystems in the world, startup ecosystem actually grew out of it. Today as well, you have unicorn founders here talking with people who haven't even gotten the seed funding. So the ecosystem is very strong. But what it makes strong also is that because Estonia is so small, 1.3 million people, so we always build companies, thought in our minds how we can scale. Yeah. So our market is so small. So in bigger countries, it's very often that you might be very innovative, but actually you have the biggest fight inside your own country. But Estonians is that we don't choose that. If we scale to, I don't know, Germany, UK, US, India, Brazil, whatever works. So the markets we can choose actually based on how this product or service sells somewhere. But from the regulation part, I can tell you that out of 11, 12 unicorns we have, 5 of them needed regulative help. So again, I think that policymakers and innovators go hand by hand, and this makes us like a strong unit.
That's perfect. Now, if I were to ask you, other countries across the world, which are getting on this tech bandwagon, which are trying to expand and make their countries, more amenable for tech companies. Say, for example, India has been really trying to attract startups and also invest in startups in its own country. What would be lessons from Estonia that they can learn?
Well, the first one is that you need like very strong evangelists, people who are like enthusiastic, they put their own time there, they actually help people, not only their own countries, but also like, own companies, but also like foreign companies. And Estonia had that. If you have actually, people who are like welcoming foreign companies as well as Estonian companies, then you can actually create, word to mouth already commitment that we are actually here to help. We are creating something together. Most Estonian startups, of course, every unicorn, like at least half of the people, well, not at least, but more or less half of the people are actually people who work in those bigger startups are actually foreigners. Okay. So we integrate a lot with that. Maybe the other thing is that how to get companies here. It doesn't have to be somehow governmental decision that now we do it. It needs to happen like economically. Also like it takes time. But what I see the most important thing is that those companies who want to relocate, or actually not only companies, but I mean the brightest minds, they want to feel that they are welcomed there. Yeah. So this is, I think, the most important thing.
That makes sense. Thank you so much, Mr. Püvi. This was a great conversation.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.